Hi everyone, I'm Emily Pinon, Creative Director at Eau de la Rose and the founder of Bastille Flowers and Events. I hope everyone's doing well today. Wanted to take a minute and teach you guys how to make a hand-tied bouquet. So, I'm going to take you through the elements first. We have three different types of eucalyptus, as you can see. Beautiful, beautiful. We have thistle. And then for flowers, we actually have some button mums, alstroemeria, and gladiolas. So these elements are definitely more common than what we would normally use for something like an event or a wedding. But I wanted to do something that was accessible to you at your local stores, whether it's Trader Joe's or Whole Foods or your local supermarket or local florist. So let's get started. What I wanted to do is just start with the eucalyptus. We want to create, I've already split these stems. As you can see, before it was like this, and now I split it into two. I'm going to cut this center piece just so it's a little cleaner. What I like to do is start with a little bit of base and foliage, which is starting to look really nice there. I'll pull a little thistle into that as well. And as I'm holding this, I just want to show you how I hold it in my hand. So obviously I'm using my whole fist. When it comes time to add an element, I basically lift these two fingers. I always position the stem away from me and the flower towards me. As I do that, then I know exactly where the flower is going to end up in the bouquet. So when I do that, I lift my thumb and my index finger, and then I crisscross those two fingers and lock this element in place. And then from there, because I need to move my hand to move on to the next flower I'm adding, I would lift these three fingers and put it under. It's the same thing over and over and over again. So I'll show you again with the mum. The flower is facing me, the stem is away. I'm going to crisscross these two fingers. Now I'm going to lift the other three, and it's in position. So as you're adding, what's facing you is the portion of the bouquet you're working on. Now, as you want to continue to spread and round out your design, you then rotate your bouquet like that. So let's build a little. Let's come in with a little bit of alstroemeria. Again, stem away, flower facing me. I'm going to use a little gladiola as well. And a little bit of the mum. So starting to take shape. So about, I'd say every time I rotate it, I'm adding approximately 3 different elements. So I'm adding some more thistle. I think here I'll come in with a little bit of the spiral eucalyptus. And here we can do another stem of alstroemeria. Mum, and now I'm going to rotate. And I can see this is a hole, so that's the next portion of the bouquet I need to work on. I'm going to add in some of the purple gladiola. Now I could just put it here and let this continue to kind of fall the way it is, or I could actually come in and have this gladiola act like a little seatbelt for that eucalyptus, and it'll hold it right in place. What I like to do is add a little foliage each time, because you want to be mindful of the flowers and you want to create space within your bouquet. So a lot of times the foliage can help do that because it might be a little bit bulkier. So then you don't end up putting your flowers too tight together. And something else to remember is my grip here. I'm actually keeping a very loose grip. So if you hold it too tight, and if you hold the stems like this, you're forcing your bouquet to be a tighter looking bouquet. Versus if you hold it looser like this, it opens up a lot more and you can really appreciate the flower. So next, a little alstroemeria. I think we could use a little mum over here. A little thistle might be pretty. Lovely. And now let's rotate. And if you have a looser grip on your bouquet, it gives you flexibility if you want to go in and adjust the positioning of anything. If I wanted to remove this, I wouldn't just yank it out. I would probably loosen my hand and like give it a little bit of a twist like this. Because a lot of times the stems will have might have little bumps on them, or you know, a different shape to the stem. And that can interfere with your bouquet if you're trying to remove it. It can basically destroy the whole bouquet. So let's keep moving. Oopsie. So, perfect. This is a really pretty stem. I'm actually gonna cut it right here so that I get 2 pieces out of it. This one I'll have to clean the leaves off. I want to make sure all the leaves are removed from the stem, so that way when you put it in the water, your water stays nice and clean. Okay. I'm still doing the same thing as I go. This is looking so pretty. I love the color of the gladiolas. That's the other thing, when you're working with elements like this that are a bit more common, picking a really special color palette can set the arrangement apart and make it really feel special. I feel like if I were to have picked yellow mums, red alstro, white gladiolas, it would give us a very different looking arrangement. Less chic. Okay, where are we going with this little guy? Great, I have a few pieces left, so now I just want to look at the overall design and see where I could possibly put another mum. And I'm actually thinking I could use one sort of right in the center. So because my grip is loose, I can just give it a little twist back and forth and get right into position. Ta-da! And then just kind of go in underneath. When you need to rearrange things, always go in underneath. If you go from the top, you end up damaging the flower. So now let's look at the design. So pretty. And we're gonna finish off the perimeter of the composition. So everything that's left is just gonna grace the edge of the design really nicely. And as your bouquet gets larger, your grip needs to be a little stronger and a little firmer to hold everything in place, because it does get really heavy. It's a good hand workout. Look at that. I'm impressed. So let me clean up our mess. It's always nice to have a clean surface to show off your finished product. I'm using fabric covered wire. You guys could use a rubber band.